everyone. This is Neil Barnhill with the Barnhill Golf Institute. Today I'm out here with Sean. How you doing, man?
Good to be here.
Yeah, hey, exciting news. You are one of our 500 subscribers giveaway winner, and we're going to do a V1 lesson today. Can you tell everybody where you're from and a little bit about your background?
How you doing? I'm from Long Island, New York, and I'm a high school golf coach, and I came across Neil and BGI while I was looking for some good stuff for my juniors and my high school players, and I've been following the account for about a year now.
Okay, so you're really one of me and Kyle, we really want to thank you for following us and your comments, feedback, so we appreciate it, and we just want to show how we give back to our community on Barnhill Golf Institute. So today I'm going to do a V1 lesson with you.
All right.
I'm going to video you, then hopefully help you in a lesson, and then we're going to do a V1 at the end and see if we make any improvements. Now Sean's about a 4 handicap, so
4.5, yeah.
So a little bit over the top, you said, on some of your longer irons.
Yeah.
So we might look and see if we can help you with that.
Okay.
All right, let's get going.
Hey everyone, it's Neil Barnhill from the Barnhill Golf Institute. This is Sean. He's our 500 subscriber giveaway winner. He happened to be down here. He was already picked to be a winner, but he was going to be down in Orlando this past weekend, and he came out to the course where I teach at, and he was able to get out and I could see him about 30 minutes before his tee time and before my lesson started. So this is his swing before we did anything. He's about a 4 handicap and a good player, but this is before we worked on anything. So got him compared here to Rory McIlroy, and we're going to watch him go back. His takeaway was definitely inside. Did not sway there. And you can see his head starts raising up there at the very end of his backswing. So we go back, kind of handsy, not much rotation. And he kind of lifts there at the top. Okay, and let's go back here to Rory, obviously one of the best swings on tour. And we will see a big difference in just the amount of turn. His rotation, his upper body gets a lot more turn than what Sean does. Sean's got a great swing though. He knows how to manage his game. Okay, but we consider just a lot more torque there, a lot more turn. Okay. And stayed in the circle, head didn't move up. So coming down from this angle, you're going to see it from the other angle. Sean's first move is with his shoulders, and the club goes outside in, and you can see he doesn't have much rotation there at all. It kind of comes over the top, drops his head back down, works behind the ball. Hands are not in a bad position there. Then they flip. There's not much rotation. And then kind of fakes it going through it at the very end there. As we can see here, like Rory, when he comes down, going to draw with that left leg first. We'll take it back with Sean's here. So there's just not much drive there with that legs. The legs aren't really starting to downswing a little bit, but not much. Not compared to what we see here with Rory. You can see that club just stay up there and drops, but he drops down with his legs. We can see here how his hands are way ahead of impact. His hips are already clearing, probably open like 30 degrees there, whereas he's kind of just stalled. Sean's stalled out here. Not much rotation there in his hips. Some extension, big time extension there. Head's behind the ball. We can see how Sean's head's worked back. But it's a lot due to the sequencing of the swing, due to not rotating back. And we can see the difference there. All right. So that's what we saw very first. And then we got some clippage here that Kyle's gonna put in there. We worked on some stuff to get his takeaway and turn better to where he wouldn't come over the top and get a little bit more rotation coming down, a little more leg drop. So, all right, let's look at from down the line. All right, down the line. Hey, again, this is a 30-minute lesson at best. He's going on a tee time right after this, so take that in mind. and this is the first time I've ever met Sean. So I got him compared to Tommy Fleetwood here. Got the line there to see how his takeaway is. Most of your good players are pretty much on the line with the club head halfway back. Let's watch Tommy here as he goes back. He's got a great swing. I mean, that's just picture perfect one-piece takeaway. Club head square there at that point. All right, let's watch Sean here. He goes back, and we are going to see just immediately inside, picks it up with his hands, and you can see his head's raising. So they kind of work hand in hand, but me as a teaching professional, that's the first thing I want to address, and also his posture a little bit to get a little bit of the hunch over at setup. Okay, so going all the way back here, Tommy sets. He makes just a great turn, a little bit of knee flexion going in. Just a great position there at the top. Okay. All right, so Sean continues back. He lifts up. Okay, let's stop it right there. So he has a shorter, more compact swing, which there's nothing wrong with that. But right now, I'm deciphering in my mind as we're doing this lesson out there, like how can I get him to make some good changes and what would be the immediate things we can make him better at. And to me, it was the takeaway. And so the takeaway is going to influence this because usually when a club goes inside back on the takeaway, you're going to see this move here where it comes outside in more than not. So you can see he did that. All right, and as opposed to like Tommy here, he drops it in there. I mean, it's just picture perfect. He's rotating those hips. That's just absolutely incredible. His rotation of his hips there. Hands ahead. Okay, and then Sean keeps coming down. You know, with that path, there's going to be, you know, how can you extend through it? It's going to be, you're going to flip through it. You know, it's coming across it. You know, and he makes it work. He's a great athlete. So he's a 4 handicap. So keep that in mind. You know, he's played this way for a long time. So to get somebody to change when they're used to doing a certain way, that's in the forefront of my mind. It's not like he's a 20 handicap. He's figured out a way to play this way. So, all right, continue on here. You know, the extension because of that beautiful swing there, just the rotation there. All right, so what you're going to see next is me giving Sean a lesson. I am going to use the plane mate with him. He has one on order. So he's getting it February 24th. So he was open-minded to doing this. He was very excited to do this. So that was key for him wanting to do it. So you're going to watch us go through protocol 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit of 5. And you're going to see a montage of that. And then you're going to see, and then I'm going to do a V1 again of Sean versus Sean, and we're going to see before and after and see how much difference was made in about a 15 to 20 minute lesson. Okay. Okay, the one on the right was from earlier before the lesson, and the one on the left is after our 15-minute lesson. Again, just try to pick out one major thing with him, like on the swing, and I picked the takeaway. I worked with him with the plane mate, a little bit of rotation through it, but my emphasis was just getting his takeaway to be a little bit more one piece, rotating his body, use his bigger muscles on the takeaway and not just his hands. So as you'll see here, one on the right was from earlier for the lesson. And you can see he'll start with his hands forward pressing, and then he'll just kind of pick it up with his hands, no rotation at all. It's all arms and hands. Okay, and we'll get over here to after our little 15-minute lesson. You can see right away, look at the difference in his takeaway. He's not forward pressing, and there is a little bit of rotation with his ribs and his core. He's got, his midline, he's using it a little bit more. It's not where ultimately we will have it, but that is a better takeaway. You can see the club face is very square there. It's just a more connected takeaway. Okay, so that was the big focus. So all right, that did change. That's good. And that's where you got to start. With someone like this, 4 handicap, he can make a change and work on his his takeaway, and he did. All right, so let's continue on. This is before the lesson. Kind of picks up, his head raises up like we discussed earlier, stays in the barrel. Okay, and let's go over here. I think he's going to kind of maybe have a little bit more turn because we talked about rotating. So he's got a little bit more. Let's see if he rotates a little bit more. Starts raising a little bit here instead of rotating. And that's something we could work on more intently, getting the hip to rotate a little bit more too to might help that. But it's not as significant to raise up. It's definitely a raise up and not as bad. So there's an improvement there. Okay. All right, let's go down, transition with the old. You can see the head's going to start dropping back. There's a little bit of lateral movement with the leg. That's good. All right, let's see what it looks like with a new swing. Possibly a little bit more leg drive there. Okay, good. Head's going back. All right, let's see how he's looking here on the old one. And head's really working back even more. So we did like a little pitch drill, protocol 1 and 2, when we did some rotation through it. So let's see if he rotates a little bit better through here. And he's working back. It's not as bad. Okay, still kind of got the same look there. Going through it right there. Little chicken wing. All right, let's go here. Probably even more so. Okay, and then we'll go through with a newer swing here. Maybe a little bit more rotation, but still a little bit, same deal. But again, hey, it's an improvement. The takeaway was better, a little bit more rotation back. The head didn't move up as much. My suggestion to Sean, I know he'll see this, a little bit more of a rotation with the hips back, a more hip turn back could help alleviate that head from going up and raising up in the backswing. A little bit deeper turn back will help him drop it inside, and we're going to see that when we look at down the line next. But hey, good job. Okay, all right, so down the line here, comparing Sean to his 2 swings. One on the right is from earlier, before the lesson. One on the left is from after the 15-minute lesson. All right, so again, our main focus was the takeaway. Would dive in deeper, if I talk to Sean, but get his posture. He got a little C curve there. You can see he's hunched a little bit. We could get that a little straighter there, get the hips out at setup, and that could also promote having a better turn. Okay, so let's start with the one on the right here, and let's see here. I think we know from earlier it went inside there because he starts with his hands. Okay, and let's see if we did get any closer to being on plane here. All right, starting to go inside there. All right, let's see here. So touch better. Okay, tell you what, look at the all right, now let's I'm gonna draw a line here and let you see this. but it's from a coaching standpoint, it's a big deal. Like this right here, you can see that's pointing more down out in the fairway there, disconnected. And the butt end of the club here is still a little bit down the fairway, but it's not as much. It's pointing a little bit more towards his body. So, I mean, that's a more connected takeaway. There's still room for improvement, but it is better, okay? So, that was the main thing. And you can see, too, at this point, look how the head on the newer with the lesson, because of rotating and making the takeaway better, his head stayed in the circle, whereas the one on the right from earlier, he was already hands picking it up and raising up earlier in the swing with his head. So let's go with the other one here. This is before the lady's raising up. Okay, there's the top. So he's making a better turn. Now he's raising up much later, so that he's getting a much better turn. So he didn't come up out of the circle near as much. You can see from here he's got more width than he did on his original swing, so it's hard to tell, but he does. All right, so let's see here. Continue down. We know what's going to happen next. Over the top. Bam. Okay. All right, let's come down with a new. It's probably still going to be over the top. Hopefully not as much. Yeah, a little bit of difference. Maybe a touch shallower, but still room for improvement there. Okay, let's continue on. There. But you can see his head is, look at the head, so here he is all the way at the top. Boom, he never got back down to where he started. At least now his head is staying more where he started. Look at that, it's a lot more where he started. That's a big deal. All right. And boom, right here. Possibly a little bit more rotation with the one on the left. And then finishes the swing. So, all right. I mean, we got 15 minutes. Takeaway got better. His head didn't raise up in the backswing because his takeaway got better. Things to improve on again going forward. Maybe a little more hip turn back. And then obviously working on shallowing it out. I know after speaking with Sean, he's getting the plane mate. So he's going to be able to go through the protocols, and that's going to help him. He's going to do it with a pitch, and we talked about a game plan for that. So this is going to get better. He's got a tool that will help him turn more back, get more rotation, and also feel the shallowing out. And it's going to make a tremendous difference in his game because Sean is a good player at 4 handicap. So it's not going to hard sometimes to change when you've gotten used to playing a certain way for a long time. But good changes there. Happy with what he did. Again, to Sean, I know you're going to get us. We appreciate everything, your support for BGI, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with you for years to come.